I get close, right? I'm like hearing it, and I just hear my computer class teacher just yell out some crazy stuff, okay? She's over here like, daddy this, daddy that, okay? I'm like, yo, what the f is going on in there? High school, where you relive great moments, such as the first time you join a team or a chess club or any type of club, okay? This can be the Taekwondo club if you are into that, the reading club, the weird club, the Yu-Gi-Oh card club, okay? For me, high school will always be remembered as the time where a certain teacher didn't like me. And that teacher's name was Miss Rivera. Now, Miss Rivera was my third period English class teacher. Now, you might be wondering, Byron, what did you do to deserve this? And now, guys, I'm not innocent here, okay? There were many things that I would do to disrupt the class, okay? For example, one of the things would be laughing at other people's jokes, okay? She would get really mad, okay? So one time I remember that Carlos, yes, it is the same Carlos from all the other videos you guys have seen, okay? Carlos, who was in the 10th grade, okay, and Miss Rivera was teaching us how the difference between your, you have Y-O-U-R-E, then you have like the hyphen one, right, between you and the hyphen and then R-E. Then you got your, Y-O-U-R, okay, and she was basically trying to teach us like the differences and how to use those words correctly, right? Same as where, okay? Anyways, that's not here or there. So she was basically teaching us that, and Carlos had said a really funny joke, and I had laughed, okay? I mean, everybody laughed in the classroom. It wasn't just me, but she had a problem with the way that I laughed and how loud I laughed, because I'm a loud person, okay? That's just what I do. I can be very loud, okay? Us Puerto Ricans and Dominicans would be very loud when we're talking. So I asked her, I said, Miss Rivera, everybody else is laughing. What's the problem with me? She's like, you're just laughing too loud, okay? Pay attention. So I took her advice, okay? So now I'm carefully paying attention to Miss Rivera's every move, okay? And then I remember she made a mistake between your and you are. And I said, ma'am, that one right there, you need the hyphen. It's you hyphen R-E. I think that's what it's called, a hyphen. Anyways, she got mad at me, okay? Super mad at me. Gave me detention because apparently I was trying to go over her authority. I didn't even know this was China. I didn't know it was in a communist society. So cool. So I took detention. I went to the principal's office. The principal asked me, yo, Byron, you're never in the classroom. I mean, you're never in detention like ever. So like, why is this going on? And I told him, yo, listen, like, I don't know. Miss Rivera kind of tripping. She just felt some type of way about this. Yada, yada, yada. So after that day, she decides to contact my parents. So she calls my parents, letting them know that, like she basically wants to have like a meeting with them at some point to discuss like my grades and stuff, So the first meeting she had with my parents, she was letting them know that although I'm a very smart kid, I can be very disruptive, okay? Cool, no problem. My parents agree. My parents know me. They know I'm a class clown. I like making jokes. I'm an attention seeker sometimes, okay? Hence why the YouTube. Anyways, nah, I'm joking. But no, my mom basically gave me the whole talking to. She was like, if you ever been around a Hispanic mom, you understand there's two ways you can go about it, okay? They'll either have a conversation with you, okay? And that conversation will feel like you're being threatened the whole time, okay? I mean, you're not going to see TV. You're probably not going to get your favorite food. You're not going to be able to go out with your friends, okay? And the last, well, three weapons, sorry. The second weapon is what we call la chancla, okay? Now, whether you're here in the United States of America, or you're in Latin America, or you're in the Middle East, la chancla has a history between all cultures, okay? Everybody has been hit with la chancla at least one time, okay? For my English speakers, that basically means slippers, okay? Your mom would take the slippers and she would throw it. I remember it like if it was just yesterday, okay? I remember I got in trouble with my mom, okay? Now, here's the problem, okay? In my house in Puerto Rico, we had like a wall, okay? Like, let's say we're seeing right here, right? This is the couch. The couch is right here, okay? She's over there. She's over here on the couch, sorry. Over here on the couch. The wall blocks, okay? There was like a wall. It blocks where our living room was at, okay? So she basically calls me and said, Byron. I'm like, yo, what do you want? The second I said, what do you want? I see this woman, her face changes, okay? Now, there's two warnings that you see. When the eyebrows raise up and she goes like, who do you think you're talking to? It's time to run, okay? There's no aversions, okay? This is like nuclear, like she's about to drop an atomic bomb. So the second I see her grab the slipper, I ran, okay? So I'm running. I said, there's no way she's gonna get me. Bro, when I tell you I felt like she had a homing beam, okay? A detector for my booty running away, pause, no diddy, okay? She hit me with the slipper. This slipper curved, okay? This is the slipper. She threw it. That's it like a boomerang. Pow! I fell to the ground, bro. I was just amazed. I was like, first of all, there's a giant wall. How do you do this? Mom, you should have been in the MLB, okay? With that type of curveball, you could have made us rich, okay? So boom, she had hit me with that. And then I learned ever since then, never mess with La Chancla, okay? That's just not something I'm trying to get into, okay? That's just not what I'm trying to do. Now, the third one, okay? The third one is, I'm telling your dad. Now, listen, I don't know about y'all's dad, but my dad does this thing where he doesn't say anything, okay? It's the look. Okay, it's always been the look. Ever since I was little, he never whooped me except for like one time, okay? This one time I remember me and my brother got into a fight, okay? We were watching Naruto and we thought we was, we was like, we're like fighting or whatever, playing around. Then it gets serious, okay? He had punched me and I remember I blocked that. I swear to God, I felt like I was like, legitimately, I felt like I was Sasuke versus Naruto right now, okay? So he had punched me, I blocked it, and then I punched him in the gut, okay? I was like, oh shit, my reflexes are insane, okay? This is crazy. But then he super bombed me, and then I lost. Anyways, my mom basically heard the commotion, and she told us, oh, don't you worry, I'm gonna call your dad. Now I'm sweating, okay? I was already sweating, but this type of sweat was different, okay? It was mixed with anxiety. I felt like I was in Naked and Afraid back in the day, okay? I was scared, okay? Because you don't know when it's gonna happen, but you know it's happening, okay? This is like you being in death row and you know you're gonna die at some point. You know you're getting a lethal injection, but you don't know when, okay? That's how I felt, okay, when my mom told me she was calling my dad. So when she called them, okay, my dad basically ends up saying, okay, but he doesn't say the time. So I go take a shower. At this time, it's 4:30 p.m., okay? And then I remember I was getting, like, literally, I'm in the shower, I'm making sure I'm showering and stuff like that. I hear the gate. I know it's my dad, okay? Now, this is what I did, okay? I tried my best to basically get as much water off me. When I tell you that man came in and I already knew what was gonna happen. I just started like trying to put some type of music to just tell me, okay, everything's gonna be okay. In the arms of an angel. Whoppa! Whoppa! Bro, I felt like my dad, like I was like holding my hand up like there's no way this is happening. Bro, I ended up getting whipped like a slave. Pause, okay? Pause. I was getting whipped out here, okay? My dad took out the belt, hit me, bro. Hit me like 3 times. Now I'm soaking wet. My back is still wet. I didn't get a chance to hit it, okay? If you ever been hit with a belt and you're wet, okay? Insane. Anyways, I say all of this to go back to the story. I was very afraid of my parents coming to school, okay? Because when they did, it was never like nice, okay? I was always in trouble. They would start level 1 would be take certain stuff, freedoms and stuff like that away from me. Then 2 would be, like not letting me play video games. And then 3 is when the consequences would come in. So that was level 1, okay? Then the second time, it was a project that I made. So Miss Rivera had us do, it was about the planets. I think I had Jupiter. And I had to do like a whole project on Jupiter about it and everything else. And this is when the problem started happening, okay? So I remember I gave her my project, okay? And I remember later on, she graded everybody's papers. And I remember I asked her, yo, like, where's my paper? Like, I know I gave it to you. And she basically claimed that, like I never handed it in. Now, I was really bad when it came to homework. So my parents at first just didn't believe me. My mom basically told me, hey, going forward, whenever you give her something, make sure she gives you a signature on your notebook. Okay, Mama Duke thinking, okay? So the next project I had was basically a project, if I'm not mistaken, it had to do with like plants. I think I chose like, damn, what's them killer plants that like eat people? I forgot what it's called. Not eat people. Okay, this ain't Mario. But they basically like eat like little bugs and stuff like that. Anyways, just put it right here whenever you're doing the thing. You know what to do. Anyways, I was doing a project on that. And I remember I got her to sign my notebook. I said, yo, since I'm giving you this, that way we don't have problems later on, I just need you to sign this notebook. She signs it, okay? It says, Miss Rivera. I basically made her sign. Miss Rivera acknowledges that Be Easy gave her the project for this date. I put the date and everything. Like it was like done, okay? She signed at the bottom, okay? Boom. Then 2 weeks go by. She says, oh, you never gave the project, okay? Now I'm heated, okay? Bro, I was working, and I know this is gonna sound crazy because really nowadays you can just chat GPT everything, okay? But back in the day, you couldn't do that, okay? You actually had to do research, okay? I busted my ass. I could not play, okay? And around that time, 2K, I think it was like 2K14 or 2K13 came out, okay? This is how old I am, but that's not here or there. Anyways, I was trying to grind that, and then Call of Duty too, okay? So I missed my time on that. And I started crashing out. I'm like, what do you mean I didn't give it to you? I have your signature right here in my notebook. She's like, oh, you could have forged that signature. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, lady. You gotta have dementia. Like, I'm crashing out, bro. I am crashing out like on 10, okay? Because like I'm not gonna see the thing was like I don't have a problem like if I didn't do something right and that cost me a grade, I understood it right away. It's on me. I take a lot of accountability with stuff like that. But she made it seem like I just lied, like bullface lie. And I remember I said, yo, ma'am, you're literally told her on everything I love. I told her, you're fucking lying, old lady. You're lying. Here's the signature, bro. She basically sends me to the principal. I said, nah, like, I'm done going to her classroom. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. The principal basically set up a meeting between me, my parents, and her, okay? He wasn't there. He basically said for us to do a parent-teacher conference. So we go, right? My parents are, being like, yo, like, I had to take off of work for this and all of that. They're letting me know the situation, and I'm taking breaks, okay? My dad looked like he was mad because he works construction, those are long hours and stuff like that. The man doesn't have time to waste, okay? So basically, boom, we're at her classroom. She's explaining the situation. She's saying, oh, your son Be Easy is always up to no good. He's always trying to make jokes and yada. And I told her, I said, yes, you're right. I do that. I did tell her, yes, I do that. And that's on me. But I told her, why did you lie and say that I didn't give you something when I did? I show the notebook. My mom looks at her and says, well, ma'am, isn't that your signature? She goes like, yeah, but I don't know if I gave him that signature. My mom says, well, what do you mean? How don't you know? I look at her. I just go like this. I start like, She get mad, okay? She gets mad. This is her desk right here, okay? She gets mad. She gets up and she goes, boom, smacks the desk, okay? Then I'm seeing this 70-year-old try to damn near push over the desk. She's like, and this is what I'm talking about. Your son has no idea what he's doing. He's just a disrespectful little boy. He shouldn't be doing things like this. I'm older than him. Like, she's going off. And the whole time, I just look at my parents and I say, I'm like, someone's feeling really vindicated right now. Who was the crazy person? My mom looks at me and says, don't say anything, okay? And my mom gets up, my dad gets up, and they say, ma'am, I understand that my son may have done all these things that you're claiming, but that is your signature and your behavior currently, the way that you're acting, you should not be a teacher in school. And then after that, basically after that meltdown, she basically got put to a different school and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my craziest experience with a teacher, okay? The second one I'm gonna tell you because this is a bonus, okay? Now, this was the crazy but creepy teacher, okay? His name was, let's say, Mr. Hernandez, okay? Now, Mr. Hernandez was my history teacher. And I had him since I was like in the 8th grade, okay? He had transferred basically to our high school to teach history. Now, there was this girl in my classroom named Nancy, okay? Now, Nancy was basically one of those like pretty girls in school. She was like damn near everybody wanted attention from her. Yeah, you get the point. Anyways, we're in history class, okay? And she had the tendency of putting her feet like literally crossed like this. Like she would put it like that and put the other one on top, right? Like crisscross. She would put it on the teacher's desk, okay? The teacher, okay, I don't know what he was on, okay? The teacher goes over. I'm not joking, okay? I'm not joking. He opens the girl's legs, like open them, like we talking about stretch them out. Like, you know what I'm talking about, okay? The man goes in, like he's going like this. And then he tells Nancy, hey, make sure you don't put your legs on my desk and make sure you put them down. Then he closes her legs and puts them down. I said, yo, this dude, yo, he's a psychopath. I'm like looking around. I'm like, yo, are we just gonna, is this what we doing? Like, we just gonna let this man, oh, okay, cool. Then one of the things that I found out later on about my history teacher was that he was indeed hitting certain girls in my school. I'm not gonna say names, but they was there. The weirdest part is the history teacher was dating my computer class teacher, okay? Which she was pretty too, so I was a little confused on, you know, like the man wasn't satisfied. He said, if it ain't illegal, it ain't for me. Now, the story on how I found out that my history teacher was engaged and married to my computer teacher is very hilarious. So our grade, it was the 11th grade. We basically went from, I think it was from science class to computer class, okay? And as we go on, computer class is basically in the first, like the lower level, okay? It's the ground level, okay? We had ground level, first and second levels, okay? Our computer class was basically in the cut corner in the ground level of the school. So as we're heading there, okay, I'm in front, okay? Most of my classmates are in the back. I like start hearing noises, okay? At first it sounds like there's like a struggle going on. So like I rush to get to the door, okay? But the door is locked. So you can only like put your, because basically in Puerto Rico, the doors are, they don't have like windows, okay? They didn't have windows, and if they did, it was usually like, they would put like stickers and decorations on the classroom door and stuff like that. Anyways, I get close, right? I'm like hearing it, and I just hear my computer class teacher just yell out some crazy stuff, okay? She's over here like, daddy this, daddy that, okay? I'm like, yo, what the f is going on in there? I start hearing macaroni noises. I'm over here hearing, oh, just let it go, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just traumatized at this point, okay? So this lasted like 30 to 40 minutes, okay? We basically had a free period. Then when we go back to check to see if the door's open, guess who we see coming out? The history teacher. Okay, this man was a hairy dude, okay? Like his hairs of his chest would come out when he was teaching. So I see him buttoning up that goddamn grass that he needs to cut, okay? Buttoning it up, saying, all right, kids, I think you guys are good to use the computer class. Make sure y'all not late for my class, okay? And then he just leaves. When I get in there, bro, okay, tell me why. Where I sit, it was all f***ed up, okay? There was an area where you could tell exactly where the scenery happened. They did things in my desk that to this day, I don't know what happened in this classroom, okay?
Are you serious? Ugh. Where? Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
I had to damn disinfect that whole thing, okay? I didn't want no type of juices or any type of thing touching me in any type of way, okay? No diddy. And like my history teacher later on ended up, let's just say he ended up resigning for certain allegations that happened. But basically, like, those are the crazy teachers I was involved in. You know, I think at the end of the day, you gotta be careful with some of your teachers. They can be the most hilarious dudes, so they can be PDFs. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my history teacher. Okay, aside from the underage girls, he did have game with the other women, okay? Women of his age. But he should be in jail though, okay?